Okay, so I've kind of been wondering all day if I wanted to make a video or if I wanted to do some kind of little blog post. And it's now 10 something at night, and I'm sitting here on my couch, and I'm probably just gonna ramble for a minute. So I'm sorry if this is completely just one thought trailing into another, making about no sense. But today is my 10-year anniversary of when I was originally diagnosed with not lupus, just diagnosed in general. It was originally undifferentiated connective tissue disease. And that was when I was 16, and just a few months later was when my lupus diagnosis came, because I met the criteria. I mean, at that first appointment, they told me it was lupus. They just didn't have enough diagnostic criteria, whatever, met to put it on paper, to put in my charts, file, whatever. I mean, they told me I had lupus. But my file, my paperwork said undifferentiated connective tissue disease. And that was 10 years ago today, that appointment at Children's Hospital in Cincinnati. And on Facebook today, I mean, I'm looking back at most years I've said a little something, at least in recent years, on this day. And up until last year, they were mostly upbeat and cheerful. And I feel like everyone used to always comment on my happy demeanor and how I was an inspiration and yada, 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 with how I handled myself and everything I dealt with this disease, and how I was so, like I said, inspirational and going to school and still doing all of these things, being diagnosed young and having all these things wrong with me. And I have always been the type of person to push and push and push myself until I couldn't anymore. In high school, even when I was diagnosed and I was sick, and I won't say I wasn't that sick, because I missed a large chunk of my senior year. I was taking AP classes. I was in actual college classes, not just the AP classes. My school offered actual college classes through the college I ended up going to. And I was taking those in AP classes. I graduated high school with almost enough credits to be done with my freshman year of college, and everyone was always talking about, how I was just an inspiration, and I pushed myself and pushed myself, and I was always sick and stressed and miserable, and unhappy, and I don't think anyone realized truly how stressed out and miserable I was in telling me I was an inspiration. And I have not been happy. I'm still not happy, and I dropped out of school because it made me miserable trying to keep up and trying to prove to everyone else, and I guess myself, that I could do it, and I can't, at least not now, at least not in this condition. At some point within the first few years of me being diagnosed, I started having a lot of cognitive problems. I can't focus. I used to be a little book nerd. Loved reading on my own time for my own enjoyment. I excelled at school. I had the crazy notion that I wanted to have a biology degree, possibly pre-med, which I knew was a stretch even at the time. I knew that probably wasn't going to happen, but I at least wanted to have a biology degree. Didn't know what I would do with that, but I thought maybe I could do that if I could get myself healthy. Really thought that that was maybe a possibility. And just I couldn't read and then know what I had read. So my like comprehension skills were kind of out the window. They were gone. So not just schoolwork, because everyone was like, well, is it just this harder material you're working on? Is it just school stuff? I'm like, no. If I sat down to read anything right now, it doesn't stick. Nothing sticks. And I forget stuff all the time. I forget everything unless it's written down somewhere or somebody reminds me. I, work very hard at work to not make mistakes by taking my time, working slowly and efficiently because of this, because I'm aware of it. But in the case of schoolwork, reading material constantly to try to learn new things, it's just very hard, to the point where to me it feels impossible and almost not worth it, because it stresses me out and the stress makes me sick, every time without fail. And almost always I never can complete the work. So what was the point in trying to get any of it accomplished, because I can't get it done by the end of even the semester when I'm given extra time to do anything. So my life has been put on hold trying to better myself, which is very depressing. I mean, I am 26 years old and I love what I do right now. I mean, it's a good job and it is fulfilling enough for me to be happy, but at the same time, it's not what I envisioned my life to be. In the past 10 years, I've racked up several more diagnoses. I have not only the lupus, I have mixed connective tissue disease, I have interstitial lung disease, I have, fibromyalgia, I have inappropriate sinus tachycardia, I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, also known as POTS for short. Those are the big ones. I'm forgetting things for sure. Those are the big players that I take a lot of medication for. And it is trying every single day to try to get up. Oh, and hypothyroidism. That's new. Sorry, just popped into my head. Just found out that that's probably going on. I'm on a trial run of medication to see if that helps, and then I have to get blood work done again in a few weeks, to see how my numbers look for the thyroid function. But yeah, every single day is trying to get out of bed, trying to, on days I only work part-time, just get up. It takes me about 2 hours to get up, to try to shower on days that I manage to get up on time to get a full body shower. Not to sound gross. Sometimes it's a hair up kind of day. Getting dressed is literally painful some days. And I have 2 cats. I can't just leave without making sure they're fed. And recently, I've had such excruciating back pain, it hurts to bend over to try to put food in their bowl. And I haven't found a good workaround for that yet because I live by myself, to dump the food in without getting it everywhere all over my floor. And trying to get to work on time on work days, and on days I don't work, I'm not gonna lie, I lay in bed half the day before I get up. And when I do get up, I take my meds, and then I spend a good chunk of my day on my couch. I do not get out a lot. Over the years, I feel like I've lost so many of my friends. I'm sure I'm partly to blame for a huge chunk of that. I don't talk to hardly anybody. I sit here in my own little world with 2 little animals half my life, and it's lonely. I'm unable to go out the way I want to, in a way that I feel like a lot of people do not understand, because I'm both on many days physically unable to do so many things I want to, because I don't want to tell people how much pain I'm actually in. Because I feel like if you keep telling people over and over again how much you hurt, they just either stop listening or feel like you're making it up or you're not doing anything to help yourself. But I tell my doctor I have this horrible back pain, and they keep wanting to send me to just physical therapy, and my insurance covers so many appointments and then no more. So I try to save those up for when I know it's going to be the worst, or I just run out of appointments, and then what do? Because there's only so many available to me, and I only work part-time. I can't try to go to something like that and pay out of pocket. And it only helps so much anyway. And it really is the thing that is the worst is the back pain. I guess I didn't list that in part of the list of my problems, as I have already started to have on my x-rays degenerative disc disease, and showed some signs of scoliosis in my back, along with just arthritis already at 26. And my back hurts in varying degrees every day, all day. And it's gotten to the point where some days it is so bad it hurts to take my clothes off, it hurts to put my clothes on, it hurts to wear a bra, it hurts to have anything touch me, it hurts to lay down, it hurts to sit up, I cannot get comfortable, I cannot sleep, and it's been an on and off problem since I was 13 years old, back pain. And again, you tell people this, and it's like, how many times can you tell the same handful of people, mostly in your family, the same thing and feel like you're not annoying people with your problems? and make them just keep listening to you. I mean, I know they will. I know they will listen, but how many times can you repeat the same complaint over and over again without sounding like a broken record? And it's been truthfully more like 13 years that I've been dealing with all this, because that's when my Raynaud started. I guess that's another thing I forgot to list off. My Raynaud's when I was 13. So it's been more like 13 years that I've really been dealing with all of this. And I'm no longer just a ray of sunshine and hope that everything gets better and everything's okay. And I hate to say that because I don't want to take away anybody else's rainbows and sunshine. But I haven't found my happy pill like I thought I did, because the things that were making me feel mildly better are not making me feel any better. The things that I thought had kept me kind of stable, I don't know if they've kept me okay-ish. I mean, I don't have any more organ involvement, but I keep having other problems, like the thyroid, the possibly unrelated heart problems, the tachycardia problems. And the back pain just keeps getting worse. And my quality of life, by my definition, is crap. So I am not rainbows, I am not sunshine. And I haven't been able to finish school, and I am alone all of the time. And I know I cannot blame all of those things directly on my illnesses, but they're a gigantic contributing factor, and I hate all of it. And it has not been a happy and joyful 10 years. And I guess I am grateful, though, that I'm doing as well, relatively speaking, as I am. Because when I was first diagnosed, there were still scary things online that gave people 5-10 year, prognosis. Even though then that was probably still very outdated information, but I read those things and was terrified. So, I mean, I am happy to be alive and kicking, even though it's not the best it could be by any means. And I truly hope that if I'm stuck with this forever, I'm only 26 and will more than likely live a normalish lifespan. So probably, give or take, at least 40 years, right? I don't want to have to live, 50 or 60 years with this disease, many diseases, and feel this miserable for all of that time. So I hope for me that things change. Better treatment plan for me. Better treatment in general. New medications, something. Because for me, it's just not working. I need more. I need something else. Because this isn't cutting it. I want my rainbows and sunshine shooting back out my butt. Because I feel like I'm not the same person that I was, and it's not good. And I don't know, I guess that's about it. Happy 10-year Lupus Anniversary to me.